Welcome back to Tutorial Tidbits. I'm Elizabeth St. Hilaire, and this week I'm going to show you a new product that I only just recently discovered, and it is really exciting to me. It's yet another way to make use of gold metallic leaf, and who doesn't love a little bling in their mixed media work? So, if you've got a few minutes, let's go check it out. Welcome back. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to use a new product that I just recently discovered. It's called Tacky When Dry Gel Medium. So what does that mean? That means this is a thick medium that we can spread with a palette knife. It will hold texture, and since it's tacky when dry, we are going to use it to adhere simple metallic leaf. So typically, the adhesive for metallic leaf is liquidy, and you apply it with a paintbrush, and I have always done it that way. But this is going to be able to give us dimension, thickness, texture, and then our gold leaf or our simple metallic leaf will stick to that. So the leaf by Mona Lisa comes in copper, gold, and silver. So I'm going to be working with a stencil of my own design. This is called Railroad Stacks, and it's what I use to put the molding paste on this mixed media background. So I've got molding paste in this kind of cool pyrrole red light color. And now I'm going to emphasize that same pattern with the tacky when dry gel medium. So I want it to be smooth in the middle, but I want it to have this sort of same pattern around the edges that is going on the rest of this board. So I'm just gonna scoop some of this out, and I'm gonna scrape it through the stencil. And I'm gonna be applying this over the red field that's going across, but I don't want to cover all of that. So I want to be mindful to not cover it all up, because I'm making this stripe through the middle, basically, of gold metallic leaf and the orangey red molding paste. And this is going to be the backdrop for, I think, a floral. So I want to keep this in a... You can lay it on thick and get really high relief, or you can lay it on thin and get a low relief. I'm going to sort of go somewhere in the middle, I think. So I'll lay it on a little thicker around the edges. This is where I'm going to keep the shapes around the edges, and then I'm going to smooth it out a little bit in the middle. So let's lay that on a little thick and see if we can't get some real interesting texture. And let's drag it down a little bit too. See what happens when we bring a little gold down a little further. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the stencil, and you want to wash this stencil right away. You don't want this medium to dry on here. I'm working on my nonstick craft mat, so I can set it off to the side, and even if it gets on the surface here, it'll wipe right off. So let's just do that. And then I could get my gold leaf to stick in this whole cool, fun raised pattern. I was going to smooth it out in the middle, but geez, I really like it like that. There's a couple of high points right here where it got real thick. I'll just bring those down. But yeah, geez, I like that, because if I knock it down, then I'm going to lose the red that's in between it. So let's see how that works out. I mean, I'm just playing. So my original thought was that I would knock it down in the middle so that it was smooth. But I do like the way that this is reinforcing the railroad stacks pattern that's going around the corners, and the fact that I brought it down in here a little bit. So let's let that dry. And when we come back, we will apply the simple metallic leaf. Okay, so the tacky gel has dried overnight, and it's pretty tacky and it's pretty textural. So I'm really excited about seeing how this simple metallic leaf with the transfer papers works. So when you use it with the transfer papers, it's nice because the leaf is attached to basically a wax paper. If you get it without transfer papers, you're holding the gold leaf, which is very fragile without any backing. So you want to make sure that you buy it with the transfer papers. Then you're going to put the shiny side down and the wax paper side up towards you, and you're going to press into the adhesive gel and rub with your fingers. So this is highly textural, so we want to make sure we get good contact. So we're going to rub with our fingers and get down in between the grooves and make sure that there's good contact. So let's see how this works. So it's pulling up the whole sheet, and then what you generally have to do is rub to get it to come off the areas without adhesive. And there may be some that stays down in there in between, but look at how awesome this looks. This is fantastic. It's dimensional, it's thick, it's raised up, it's the stencil pattern. This would offer lots of opportunities for creativity for sure. I mean, you could lay this on real thick and create very raised metallic leaf texture. So what a cool product. I'm definitely hooked. So I've got my second sheet here and I've staggered it up to the top. We've also got stuff. You're going to feel around with your fingers, and if you still have tacky areas, that's the best way to tell, because for the most part it dries clear. So the best thing is to just touch. And another great thing about the transfer papers is that you don't waste any leaf, because you can do what I'm doing, where you go around with the odds and ends and get those used up as well. So again, just rubbing it to get it to come off in the spaces where there is no adhesive. And then feeling around for sticky spots where you need to put more metallic leaf. So now I've got this wonderful metallic leaf with raised texture that mimics the pattern that's going around the edges. And I built this on a mixed media background that I did with layers of paint and extra heavy gel matte pressed through a different stencil. Not sure if you can see the texture that's going on here, but it's extra heavy gel matte that I pressed through a different stencil. So I've got a really nice textural background here, and that is the Tacky When Dry Gel Medium. It's by the Crafters Workshop, and if you click in the upper right hand corner of your screen, I will give you a link for all the supplies that I use in this video. And if you are interested in my Patreon page, which takes lessons like this in depth in multi-part series, click in the top right-hand corner of the screen for that information. And last but not least, I have a lot of online classes to choose from, including a few new ones that were just added recently. So click in the top right-hand corner of your screen for my online workshops. Happy Friday, and thank you for being here.